Waves crash against jagged rocks as the sun dips below the horizon. The ocean breathes like a living thing, restless, waiting. Somewhere beyond the mist, divers lower themselves into the dark, their lights slicing through centuries of silence. The water grows colder, heavier, pressing against their suits like the memory of something ancient. As the first structure emerges from the silt, a human shape carved in stone stares back, its face worn smooth by time. Heartbeats quicken. The seafloor reveals more. Pillars, stairways, fragments of murals that once sang to gods. A city sleeps beneath them, untouched, unspoken, impossible. The divers hover in silence, realizing they are not just trespassing into ruins, but into the echo of a lost world. What truth lies buried beneath these waves that once heard human prayer? Morning brings restless excitement aboard the vessel. The team gathers around digital scans, piecing together outlines of a city that should not exist. The sonar data reveals roads, plazas, and what appears to be a temple aligned with the stars. Every discovery feels impossible, every artifact a contradiction. The ocean has preserved not ruins, but an entire world paused in time. The divers speak little, each haunted by the enormity of what lies below. What they found may rewrite not only history, but memory itself. As sonar sweeps deepen, the team identifies symbols repeating across the ruins, an ancient script unknown to any archive. The carvings appear too refined, too advanced for the civilization believed to have lived there. Some suggest it predates recorded history itself. The deeper they search, the stranger it becomes. Power readings hint at metallic structures buried beneath layers of limestone. The ocean keeps its secrets well, but now the tide of discovery has turned against time. That night, the storm returns. Wind lashes against metal hulls as thunder rolls endlessly across the open sea. Inside the cabin, a single monitor still glows, showing the latest sonar capture, an enormous circular plaza at the city center. The symmetry is too perfect to be coincidence. The team knows they are standing above something beyond archaeology, something that may not want to be found. When the storm breaks, silence follows. The sea turns to glass, unnaturally calm, as if holding its breath. The divers prepare to descend again, this time to reach the heart of the city. As they vanish into the depths, the surface ripples once, then smooths. Above, the world continues. Ships pass, waves roll, but beneath, the past begins to stir. Something ancient waits in the shadows of the drowned streets. The descent begins before sunrise. The diverse lights cut narrow paths through the dim blue world below, spiraling into the ancient streets. The air in their tanks hisses softly, the only sound besides the distant pulse of the current. As they glide deeper, the seafloor transforms into architecture. Columns, terraces, and walls, still standing in eerie perfection. Murals shimmer faintly beneath layers of sediment, preserved as if painted yesterday. It feels less like entering ruins and more like trespassing into sleep. Every diver feels it, the weight of countless eyes unseen, the whisper of something waiting in the silence. They follow what appears to be a main avenue. The path slopes gently downward until the light from above fades into darkness. Structures rise on either side, 2 and 3 stories tall, their windows gaping like empty eyes. The divers move in formation, the sea stirring up clouds of silver sand at every step. A faint current carries a whispering hum through the flooded streets, almost musical, like the echo of voices trapped within the stone. For a moment, no one moves. The ocean feels alive, and the city seems to breathe. They reach a plaza at the city's center. At its heart stands a statue of a woman, arms raised toward the sky, her face serene despite the centuries. Around her, concentric rings of stone ripple outward like waves frozen in motion. The divers circle slowly, recording everything. A faint tremor, runs through the ground, stirring dust and silt into ghostly clouds. Instruments spike, detecting faint, magnetic readings emanating from beneath the statue's base. Something sleeps below her feet, a source of energy untouched since the city's fall. Dr. Yasmin Hafez studies the data from above. Her readings defy explanation. The structure beneath the plaza emits a steady pulse, rhythmic and deliberate, as though following a heartbeat. She overlays the scan with ancient maps. None align. The city does not belong to any known civilization. It is older, much older. The possibility unsettles her. If the sea hid this place for millennia, what else has it chosen to keep secret? As Elena descends through a narrow corridor leading beneath the plaza, her radio crackles with static. The others' voices fade until there's only her breathing and the low hum vibrating through the stone. The passage opens into a vast chamber, an underground sanctum untouched by time. Frescoes cover every wall, telling a story of a great flood that came not from the sky, but from beneath the earth. The sea was not their enemy. It was their creation. She floats there, frozen, realizing the city might have sunk not by tragedy, but by design. In the cold stillness of the sanctum, Elena's torchlight trembles. The carvings seem to move as silt drifts across them, changing their shapes in subtle ways. Her breath fogs inside the mask, her heart beats slow and heavy. Then, from the depths below, a low vibration hums through the water, a deep, resonant sound that makes the walls tremble. Above, the others feel it too. Equipment rattles, sensors spike, and the ship's hull groans softly. Something vast and ancient has awakened. The city no longer sleeps. It remembers. Luca and Mila follow the signal deeper, descending a spiral staircase that curves into darkness. Their lights reveal inscriptions unlike any seen before, lines flowing like currents, each glowing faintly at their touch. The deeper they go, the warmer the water becomes. Metallic dust floats in the current, catching light like drifting embers. Then, a doorway appears. Circular, sealed by coral growth, yet humming with unseen power. They exchange a look, knowing what opening it could mean, but curiosity wins. The sea seems to hold its breath as they begin to clear the entrance. The door slides open with a soundless motion, revealing a chamber filled with strange metallic structures. Rows of crystal-like objects line the walls, suspended in frames of bronze. Each one emits a faint inner glow, pulsing to the same rhythm as the vibrations in the stone. Elena joins them, awe etched across her face. As her hand brushes one of the crystals, an image flashes before her eyes, a city alive, sunlit, voices chanting by the shore. Then, as quickly as it appears, it fades, leaving behind silence and a rising sense of dread. The city isn't showing them ruins, it's showing them memory. On the ship, Yasmin studies the readings with growing alarm. The magnetic pulse has grown into a full waveform, repeating at precise intervals. It matches no known geological or artificial source. Her instruments struggle to process the data, each surge stronger than the last. Captain Dufort stares at the sea, where the water begins to move, despite the calm wind. Gentle ripples expand outward from a single invisible point, as though the ocean itself is breathing. Whatever lies below is no longer dormant. It's calling. Elena rises slowly through the flooded corridors toward the open plaza above. The light around her flickers, bending like liquid fire. Through the murk, she sees movement, shapes gliding along the avenues too fluid to be human. Her radio crackles, voices fading in and out, distant and fractured. The air in her tank thins as she breaks into open water. Below her, the plaza glows faintly, forming a perfect ring of light. She looks down, breath quickening. The city is awakening, not collapsing, not decaying, but reassembling itself, piece by piece, like a memory, rebuilding from fragments. The ocean holds its breath as Elena and her team explore the reawakening streets, The city glows faintly now, every wall humming with that steady pulse. Carvings once buried in silt now shimmer as if newly etched. Mila traces her hand across the inscriptions and realizes they tell a story of a people who sought to control the sea itself. Their priests promised eternal harmony with the waters until the tides turned against them. What was once worship became warning, but it came too late. The waves they commanded rose higher than their prayers could reach. Dr. Yasmin Hafez pieces together the language patterns from the recovered footage. The inscriptions describe a device, a mechanism built to draw energy from ocean currents, granting the city endless power. But the records end abruptly, replaced by frantic symbols that repeat one word over and over: return. She replays the footage again, trying to decipher its meaning. While thunder rumbles far above the calm sea, the data stream begins to distort, forming rhythmic pulses that almost sound like words. The sea itself seems to be remembering. In the heart of the city, Elena finds the source of the glow. A circular pit descends deep into the earth, its edges lined with carvings of spirals and tides. The hum grows stronger the closer she moves. It is rhythmic, alive, beating like the heart of something vast and ancient. As she peers into the abyss, the water shivers, and for a moment she sees faces reflected in its surface. Men, women, children, staring up as though trapped beneath glass. The current tugs at her suit, gentle but insistent, urging her downward. The city is calling her deeper still. On the surface, the storm returns. Captain Dufour fights to keep the ship steady as waves rise higher than before. The sea churns violently around a single point, the same coordinates as the city's core. David shouts data readings through the wind, but every sensor fails at once. The ocean's center darkens, forming a whirlpool that glows faintly beneath the surface. For a fleeting moment, the shape of the city appears in the depths below, brighter than daylight. Then it vanishes again. The sea has become both mirror and memory. Elena descends into the pit alone. The light from above fades to darkness until she activates her suit lamp. Symbols appear along the walls, circling her like constellations beneath the sea. As she touches one, the water ripples with sound. A voice, faint but human, speaking in the lost language Yasmin had been decoding. She can't understand the words, yet their emotion is clear. Sorrow, farewell, acceptance. The chamber fills with light. Around her, the city begins to move, realigning itself like gears in an unseen machine. It isn't ruins she's inside. It's the heart of a creation built to survive the end of the world. In the silence of the abyss, Elena's lamp flickers and fades. The glow of the chamber takes over, soft and rhythmic. Patterns unfold across the walls, forming a moving tapestry of the city's final days. She watches, transfixed, as the story reveals itself. The people had discovered how to channel the ocean's power. Tides turned into endless energy, but the balance broke. The currents twisted, storms rose, and the sea consumed what it once gave. Knowing the end was near, their leaders built the heart of the deep, a mechanism meant not to destroy, but to preserve. The city was not lost to disaster. It was hidden, buried intentionally, to keep something far worse from waking again. Above, the storm reaches its breaking point. Waves rise like moving mountains, their crests glowing with a faint blue hue. On board the ship, Captain Dufour fights to hold position, while Yasmin watches readings climb beyond measurable limits. The energy from the seabed is pulsing upward, spreading across miles of open water. David shouts over the thunder, trying to shut down the instruments before they overload. For the first time, the ocean's hum becomes sound, a deep, melodic tone reverberating through the air. It feels alive, as if the sea is remembering the moment of its own creation. Deep below, Elena's suit vibrates with the resonance of the sound. The walls of the chamber shift again, showing visions of faces, the city's last inhabitants standing in a great hall as water pours in. They are calm, hands joined, singing as the tide rises around them. Their sacrifice was not fear, but purpose. They sealed the heart to stop the energy from reaching the surface. It was their final act to protect the world above. Elena realizes the signal Yasmin detected isn't a call for help, it's a warning. The city was meant to remain buried, its secret never disturbed. Yasmin's voice crackles over the radio, breaking through static. Elena, the readings are climbing. Whatever it is, it's reaching critical. Elena looks down at the swirling pit beneath her. The glow brightens, spiraling upward like a rising sun. She reaches out toward the symbols, repeating the word Yasmin found, return. Instantly, the light stabilizes. The current eases, the hum fades to a soft vibration. Above, the waves calm as if exhaling after centuries of holding breath. The ocean grows still once more, and for the first time since their arrival, silence feels like peace. When the divers resurface, dawn is breaking. The storm is gone. The sea stretches endlessly calm as if nothing had ever stirred below. On the monitors, the sonar shows only blank seafloor. The city is gone again, buried beneath a fresh layer of sand and silence. Elena stares at the horizon, feeling both loss and awe. They did not discover a ruin. They disturbed a memory, a civilization that chose the depths over destruction. The ocean has reclaimed its secret. Some truths, she realizes, are meant to stay beneath the waves. The sea lies still, but silence can deceive. Days have passed since the team resurfaced, yet the air feels heavier, charged with something unseen. The data collected from the dive defies logic, readings of energy patterns that replicate themselves even without power. Elena reviews the footage again and again, watching the light rise from the city's core before the feed cuts to black. Beneath her calm expression, a question gnaws at her. If the city was meant to sleep forever, why did it wake so easily? The ocean outside their vessel murmurs softly, its rhythm no longer natural, almost human. Dr. Yasmin Hafez isolates a pattern within the data, a code of repeating intervals that mirror oceanic tide cycles. She overlays it on a world map, and lines begin to connect across oceans, tracing unseen pathways along tectonic ridges. Every ocean on Earth pulses with the same rhythm now. It spreads like a slow heartbeat beneath the planet's crust. The team exchanges uneasy glances as realization sinks in. The city was not a single monument. It was part of something larger, an ancient network that once linked the seas, and one of its hearts has begun to beat again. News spreads fast. Governments take notice. Satellites detect unexplained surges across the seafloor, and whispers of a lost technology begin to stir. The crew becomes the center of a storm they cannot control. Interviews, questions, disbelief. Yet nothing they show can capture what they truly witnessed. Elena avoids the cameras. She knows the truth isn't in the data, but in the feeling. The consciousness that lingered in the depths. The ocean had spoken once, and humanity, as always, is eager to listen without understanding what it asks in return. Far from the city's coordinates, fishermen in another hemisphere report strange tides. The water glows faintly at night, forming geometric ripples that fade with the dawn. In remote coastal villages, ancient symbols reappear, carved by unseen hands in the sand. The pattern is the same one Elena saw beneath the waves. It spreads quietly, a whisper between oceans, connecting the living to a memory once buried. The sea has not forgotten them, and now it wants to be remembered. One evening, Elena returns to the shore alone. The wind is calm, the horizon endless. She kneels at the water's edge, letting the tide brush against her fingertips. The sea feels warm, alive, as though greeting her. For a moment, she hears that same hum, soft and distant, carried by the waves. She smiles faintly. The lost city is gone. but its memory endures in every current, every ripple. It was never about the ruins. It was about the connection between what is forgotten and what refuses to be erased. The tide pulls back, whispering a single word only she can understand. Return. Months pass, yet the feeling never leaves them. The ocean's rhythm has changed. Tides move differently, subtle, but undeniable. Elena dreams often of the city beneath the waves, the glowing pillars, the quiet faces frozen in peace. In waking hours, she hears echoes of that hum in the sound of the surf, like a heartbeat returning from the deep. Scientists argue, governments speculate, but Elena knows the truth isn't something to be measured. The sea remembers, and it always will. Some memories are too vast to be buried forever. Dr. Yasmin Hafez compiles her final report, labeling the phenomenon the resonance. She warns that similar readings have begun across other oceanic trenches, following the same cyclical rhythm. Her tone is scientific, but her eyes betray something else: reverence. It's as though she no longer studies the sea. She listens to it. What they discovered was not a relic, but a living system. A heartbeat that spans the globe, slow and patient. Humanity may believe it rules the earth, yet beneath the surface lies a will far older and far wiser. Luca and Mila released the last footage of their dive to the public, not as evidence, but as remembrance. The world watches in silence as images of the sunken city fill the screens. Streets lined with coral, statues reaching toward the light, and that endless, haunting beauty. Some call it proof of an ancient civilization. Others call it myth. But for those who have seen the deep, it is something else. A message written in water, reminding humankind that all empires, even the mightiest, will one day return to the sea. In a coastal museum years later, children gathered before a single relic, a fragment of stone carved with spiraling waves. The plaque beneath reads, "Origin unknown, found near the Mariana Basin." As they lean closer, the carving seems to shimmer faintly, alive under the glass. Outside, the ocean glitters under the afternoon sun, calm and infinite. The world believes the city is legend once more, and perhaps that is how it should be. Myths, after all, are the only truths that never die. Night returns to the ocean. The tides move softly, whispering along the coasts of every continent. Far beneath, in the place where light cannot reach, the city rests once more, silent, complete, eternal. The heart of the deep glows faintly, pulsing in rhythm with the moon's pull. The sea hums with quiet contentment, remembering those who came and those who left. Above, a wave breaks gently against the shore, erasing footprints in the sand. The memory of humankind is brief, but the ocean's story never ends. It only waits for the next return.